G'day guys and welcome to another episode. Josh from Becoming Self-Sufficient here, and on today's episode we will be exploring the 4 vegetables that I think all new veggie growers should start out with. It is spring here in Australia, so if you've been considering starting a vegetable garden, stick around because I'm going to give you my top 4 favorite veggies to grow and how easy they are to get started. Okay, so vegetable number 1 is corn. Corn is one of those vegetables that is really easy to grow. The important thing to remember about it though is corn helps corn grow. So if you want to end up at the end of your sowing period with some fantastic corn on the cob, you need to make sure that you're planting it roughly 15 to 25 centimeters apart. You see, because the stems at the top of the corn is where all of that pollen is kept, and in the wind that pollen is blown down onto the little corn cob that grows halfway up the stem, and that is what fertilizes it. But corn is wonderfully easy to grow. Just pick up some seed from your local nursery hardware store, or if you've got someone in your neighborhood like me that can provide you with the seed, put it in the ground, give it a water every couple of days, and before you know it, you'll have little shoots of corn coming up everywhere. It's quick, it's easy, and it's absolutely delicious. So the second vegetable that I recommend new veggie growers to start out with is cucumber. Cucumber again is really easy to grow. Similar to the corn, you're just putting the seed in the ground, giving it a water every couple of days to make sure that that soil stays damp but not wet, and before you know it, you will have cucumber sprouting up. Now the important thing to remember with cucumber is it is a climbing vine, so you will need some sort of trellis there for the plant to be able to grab onto and grow towards the sky. But cucumber grows very quickly, it tastes delicious, and it goes fantastic in so many salads. Veggie pick number 3 for me has to be an all-time family favorite, and that is the carrot. Everybody loves carrots. It's one of those vegetables that's nice and crunchy and sweet, so even the kids love to chomp down on a carrot whenever they can. And they're also exceptionally easy to grow, guys. The only thing that you need to consider when you're sowing your carrots, try to keep them an inch, maybe 2 inches apart. You see, because if you want your carrots to grow long and strong and not get tangled up with each other, you need to make sure you've got enough spacing between the plants. With your soil for carrots, you also want to make sure that it's a light mixture. Maybe you want to add in a little bit of sand and a little bit of grit just to make sure that that root can grow deep and straight for you to get some delicious tasting carrots. And the last thing that I recommend to grow is actually a fruit, and that is the humble tomato. Buyer beware though, you see, because the tomato doesn't actually like to be planted with many other things. So if you were wanting to grow tomato, my recommendation would be to grow it in its own pot away from the rest of your vegetable garden, or if you've got a place in the veggie patch that's a little bit more distant from everything else you've got growing, that is probably going to give you the best outcome. But who doesn't love a great tomato? It goes into so many dishes. It can go into salads and pastas. It is such a versatile fruit, and it tastes absolutely delicious. The important thing to remember about tomatoes though is that they are a nutrient hungry plant. So you want to ensure that you're watering it regularly, but try to keep the water away from the leaves as they can often be susceptible to powdery mildew or fungus infections. And then also on top of that, we need to fertilize tomatoes in order to get them flourishing. But guys, that's it. That's my 4 vegetables that I recommend all new veggie growers should be growing this spring. If you've liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you want to stick around for more helpful hints, and I'll catch you all on the next one.